Hi everyone, my name is Lee Sankey and today I'm going to be talking about some more blues harmonica tips, and this is a continuation of how to play like a pro series. I've done 3 videos so far just touching on some important things that pros do that intermediate players and beginners can try and work on improving and integrating into their playing. Today I'm going to be talking about head rolls or head trills. I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but that's what I call them. I'm using a B flat harmonica, and what I'm talking about is this particular move. So it's that one. So you hear people like Kim Wilson, William Clarke throw this kind of move in. You can do it in third position, cross position, and all over the harp. But I want to talk about one particular position, which is where I was using it today, or one particular place in cross position. I'm using a B flat harmonica, and the key thing to understand with this move is, well, there's a couple of things. One, I personally would say don't overuse it. I think if you're overusing this particular move, it can make your playing sound a bit, too ornate or flowery or over the top. It's great on swing numbers, and if you hold back and use it tastefully, it's a really great move. I think if you overuse it, as I said, it can sometimes be a bit over the top. The other thing to say is it's not a random movement. You're not just moving your head quickly, sort of hoping for the best. You've got to have control with this move, and the speed at which you do the head roll or the head trill needs to fit the tempo of the tune. And actually this is a move which is harder to do slower, because that's where you've really got to understand and control each note. So here the notes are draw 3, draw 4, back to the 3 and down to the 2. So it's this. Okay, and as I said, if you're going slow, you have a slower tune, you try and match that head roll. So if it's a kind of, you don't want to, it's just not going to fit, so it's got to be in the groove. Likewise, if you're going, the tune is more of a kind of swing number or more a bit upbeat, up tempo, then you've got to pick it up. Etc. So, good way to start is taking those notes, to draw 3, draw 4, back to the 3, back to the 2, and getting that sort of core movement. Gradually speed up, but also slow down. So you can have. So it's quite simple, but when you throw it into a riff or part of a scale, it can be really effective. Sounds really cool. So it's very simple. So then what you start doing once you've got that control is extending your note choices from that core move. So from there, taking one step forward, you could land on the blow 2, which is a great way of going down to the 4 chord, because that blow 2, when you're in first position, is the major third, which is a good way of showing a chord change in a kind of blues, as long as it's not minor. So that could be something like, well, the actual riff itself would sound like. And I should also say that you can do this technique whether you tongue block or lip purse. Here I'm playing everything tongue blocked, but you can do this technique if you're a lip purser perfectly well. Arguably, some people would say better, because maybe you get more control, but for me, that's lip pursed. And if I tongue block it, it just works better for me tongue blocked, but that's my style. So back to this, extending this core riff, for example, to go down to the 4, you could have. So lots of different possibilities. Another one would be to a riff like this. once more. So there I've got the core move, then I go down to the blow 2, then back to the draw 3, half step bent, and then up to the major third. So it's draw 3 sticking a bit there. So this head trill movement is a really funky, cool thing to throw into your tunes and into your solos. And from that core movement, you can then start extending where you go and producing more unusual patterns, going down for chord changes or in the middle of a kind of riff or lick. Remember to not make it a random movement. It's a move where you're actually controlling each hole and start each note, I should say, and start with control and get faster, and it's actually harder to do slower. The other thing I should say that you can do with this is on this particular head roll is start that draw 3 on a slight bend and lift it up. So rather than just going, you can go, makes a big difference. Yeah, and another sort of good riff actually, while I think of it, is to do the core riff, go down to the blow 2, and then back to the draw 2. It's a real staple of a lot of sort of players, stable lick. Great thing. So what I'm going to do next is, my next video, or whenever I get around to uploading it, I'm going to go through a whole 12-bar sequence with a kind of tune which uses that core riff, and it's a great way of practicing. The kind of first key riff is this, which you can start working on. So we can build from there. So I hope you found that useful. That's the 4th in my How to Play Like a Pro series, and it's that little head roll around the draw 3, draw 4, back to the 2 in cross position. Hope you found that useful. Thanks.